Now, Nigeria's entertainment industry has grown in leaps and bounds over the years, and it has become a world-class industry.
Yeah. Now, currently estimated at about $4 billion, the industry is still growing with significant contributions to the country's economy. But many say that the sector still remains largely self-funded and private sector driven.
Now, how has the entertainment industry fared under the present administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari? To answer that question and more, in the studio with us is Harry Best. He's a musician. Thank you for joining us, and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah. How would you rate the support of this administration when it comes to the industry, entertainment industry, so far?
So far, I would say they are doing okay. They are taking leaps and bounds. They have good intentions, but I think some things are still slow to materialize. As you know, the industry, like you said it was worth $4
billion.
Yeah, I mean, that is just a scratch on the surface of what it could be. For example, a couple of years ago, the UK, they made $84 billion in that year in this industry. And the same year, America made about $648 billion. You know, so when you compare that to Nigeria with a population of 180 million people and all the talents that we have, we could be doing so much more better than that. I think the problem is our governments seem to we still have that mentality. You know, it's like entertainment is not so important. You know, people are just like there entertaining and dancing, but this could be as big as oil industry, definitely. But I think this government, that they're starting to realize that. And the Minister for Culture and Information, Lai Mohammed, he has been like very, very like supportive. And he's been like to a few, you know, events, and he's supporting. And there's like a scheme, for example, which exempts people who invest in the industry from taxes, for about 3 years, you know. And also they're like, they're trying to encourage people to like come in and invest. And I think that's a great, you know, incentive actually. And yeah, but I still think I hear a lot of talk, but I don't see so much happening right now. You know, it's not only about the investments and the piracy and things like that. You know, there also has to be like support in the grassroots. For example, you know, when I was in school, for example, there was like lots of support in that industry. We had like Arts Day. Entertainment Day, we had an arts section in our school. We had instrument in school to support the musicians. Drama Day, you know, literary debating and society day. All those things, they like help harness the industry, you know, to grow. So it's like if we support the what we have now, I mean, what happens when they go away? So they have to keep the line going through. So I think at schools as well, the government should like participate more and try to grow the industry.
Okay. Now, away from the government, because one way or the other, something has to start. But there's always the talk about the government has to create enabling environment and so on. Yeah. But let's come back to the entertainers themselves, yeah, be it movie or musician, music and all of that, yeah, and even comedy. Now, there's the complaint, or there are concerns about structure, the absence of proper structure. Now, between or within musicians or actors and all of that in the entertainment industry, are they doing enough to structure the system, or do they have to wait for government to come and structure the system for them? Who should do that?
I think the government should do that.
Okay.
It's a lot of money to like put a structure together.
Okay.
For example, let's say like an artist, right, releases a song that sells 1 million copies or 1 million downloads. If the government has a structure where they can like take an earning from every of that sale, that's a lot of money. That's what happens in the Western world, yeah, but that doesn't happen here. You know, they have their tax maybe like on the earnings of the artist or the production or whatever, but they could earn much more if they were like taking, you know, like from every copy sold. Now to do that right, there has to be a structure against piracy, which is the biggest, you know, hindrance to this, you know. But all that is not happening. So there has to be a structure for like piracy, for like musicians to like earn their pay, actors,
copyright issue,
yeah,
royalties.
Exactly. So in that sense, you cannot have the individuals putting that together. There has to be the government, and I don't think there's enough. There's not enough hindrance to stop people from like pirating. Because what happens when you're pirating out? They get hold of you, they take you to court, you'll find a few, I don't know what it is, 10,000 naira, something ridiculous, or 100,000 naira. They pay that off, they're back on it again. There has to be something that, that scares them, that makes them think if we're caught doing this, we could be gone for a long time. So that's part of the structure that could be put together. That's not happening now, in my own opinion.
But when talking about structures, MOPICON rather bill, that's Motion Pictures Practitioners Council of Nigeria bill, was met with a lot of criticisms when it was reintroduced in 2016, when the Minister of Information said it should set up a committee to look into it. Practitioners, practically moved against it. Also, the Nigerian Film Commission bill as well, the same thing. They're saying that it's going to be anti-productive and what's not. But how do you achieve structure really when the practitioners don't even want laws to be, put in place?
I think they wanted to be put in place. I think what it is I think they just felt the government were not like the steps they were taking was not like the appropriate step to fight the situation. And I think it's just, I think before the government made that decision as well, they should have like gotten together with the practitioners, right? Have a meeting, you can't just like go out and just like say, I'm gonna come into your house and do this and this and that without asking me, how do you think the sofa should be and that should be, So I think that's why the government jumped the gun there. I think that they want it to happen.
So there was no proper consultation?
There wasn't, and that's where the problem was there.
Okay. Now, going forward from where we are right now, like you said, when we said that the industry is making about $4 billion, you said, well, that's just scratching the surface. We have bigger capacity to get more, far more than that, which is true. But coming to the issue of making money and all of that, if you check the quality of what is going out there now when it comes to music, the quality of what is going out there as comedy, the quality of what is going there now as movies, do you think they meet the standards?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Take, for example, with music, if you see our videos now, they are as good as what they're getting, in the West, even better, and done at a cheaper rate as well. That's the first thing. If you look at, take for example this movie by, what's that movie with
Wedding Party?
The Wedding Party?
Wedding Party, for example. It's won so many awards, in the international world. The quality is fantastic. Same as our comedies as well. You can see all the guys like AY and all them guys. They are doing fantastic. Now, obviously, there are also some like work that are below standard, but you're gonna get that. Because you're going to get some people who are trying to jump into the bandwagon. But averagely, when you look at what's happening now towards happening 10 years ago, I think we've done fantastic well in that sense. So definitely the quality is coming through, it is. And I think with more support and more infrastructural support as well, we will, because it's a shame that as big as we are, we haven't got like a movie village, for example. I know there was one in Calabar, was it Calabar, a long time ago, but it's like, it's just there, it's like a big white elephant, it's not happening yet. I think the government should have at least one in the north, one in the south, and then the Niger Delta as well. I mean, when I was younger, for example, we had like cinemas everywhere.
Well, they're cropping up on a daily basis.
They are,
anyway.
and it's making
Cinemas
a big,
are coming back.
Oh yeah, and it's making a big impact, exactly, because remember this industry is not only about the entertainers. We have lawyers, accountants, technicians, so many things that it brings together. For example, in the UK, I think it was a year or 2 years ago, they had 1.9 million employment generated through the entertainment industry. So this industry could take a lot of our kids off the streets.
In fact, it was a report by an international media that the wedding industry alone in Nigeria is employing so many people every Saturday. Now, but would you say that our entertainers are utilizing the digital space enough, the mobile telephony opportunities enough to even push their crafts?
Oh, definitely. I think that's one of the reasons why it's gone so high now, because without much support from the government, it's been like okay, take music for example. Artists make more now from like downloads and ringtones and callbacks than they make from their sales. So that's down to the digital age. Also, right, there are so many stars who's been created through the digital age. Nobody knew of them. They just, loaded a few.
Social media comedians,
exactly,
actors.
That wouldn't have happened without the, even look at somebody like Linda Keji, for example. She's like a billion-dollar machine on her own, you know, and that was through the internet. So, yeah, that has like done so much. It's definitely, but I think the government should like try to.
Okay, as we wind down now, talking about the specifics.
Yeah.
What do you think this government should do now to take us or to take the industry there? Because besides oil, in fact, the industry is set to have the capacity to give Nigeria more revenue than oil.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think the specific thing government should do?
Okay, more investment in infrastructure, more encouragement for people who are willing to invest in an industry, more participation, you know, at the grassroots levels. Schools are very, very important. We need to get in there. And I think the most important of all is like the piracy issue. Okay. It has to be like fought. Like you're fighting armed robbery. That's how it, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harry Best, musician, thank you very much for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.